Hello, today is 5/6 of 25 and I am here with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I changed my diet to a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet in April of 2024. It is currently 10 o'clock and I am getting ready for my first meal of the day. So I've been fasting for like 17 hours, I think 17 or 18, I'm not sure exactly. I have my coffee, which I made this morning with a half cup of Fairlife whole milk and 2 shots of espresso. I like to use Fairlife because it has half the amount of carbs and more protein. I don't know if it's double the protein, but it's quite a bit more protein than regular milk. So that's why I use that. And then I have some chia pudding that I made with Fairlife whole milk and some protein powder and chia seeds. So this is gonna be a really good like protein base for me. I do need to get my calories up today because yesterday I was in a caloric deficit of like 1,000 calories, and that's just not healthy. So I just want to eat a little bit more today. So I am going to have some pork belly once I get done with my protein, and I'm going to have a half pound of pork belly. So I've got that frying actually in my air fryer right now. It'll take a little bit to get done, but that's just fine because I need to eat this stuff anyway. I will be back with my second meal. It is 12:30 and I am getting ready to make my second meal of the day. I will leave a link to the recipe that I'm using in the description below, or a copy of it. I'm not sure if I have the link. I am making a pork and cabbage soup. So I have 2 pounds of pork chops that I have thinly sliced and cut into pieces. And then I have a large pot here. I'm going to add to my pot about a tablespoon of olive oil, and I am going to add my pork and salt and pepper. So I've got my about a tablespoon of avocado oil, and I'm just going to get my heat turned on to a high heat because I do kind of want to like fry these a bit. Okay, now that my oil is hot, I will get my pork in. And then the recipe says to add salt and pepper, but it doesn't say how much salt and pepper to add. So I'm just going to make it up and hope for the best. I really don't like when recipes do that. I think that they should like give you a starting point and you can adjust from there. Because like I don't know what it's going to turn out like in the end. Okay. So these are going to cook pretty quickly because they are cut pretty small. And you're just going to keep kind of mixing them around and getting them fried up. All right, so the recipe says to cook until the pork is most of the way cooked through, and that is what I've got going on here. So I need to add a few more ingredients. I need to add my red pepper flakes, which the recipe calls for more than this, but my family can't really handle a lot of spice, so I'm only going to add a quarter of a teaspoon of the red pepper flakes. And then I need 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And I need some garlic. So I need 3 cloves of garlic, and I will just mince those right into my pot. Okay, and then I just need to cook this for another minute. The recipe says to stir continuously. Oh, it smells good. Okay, now I need to add some more ingredients. I need to add 6 cups of chicken broth. So this container is a 4-cup container, 32 ounces. So I'll just add another 2 cups from this container and get this first whole container right in there. So just a little tip, if you're using these big containers, I have poked a hole in my container on the opposite side of my spout so that my box can bring in some air, which helps to push out the liquid. It makes it so much easier to get that out. And then I need 1.5 tablespoons, which my ginger is just coming right out, of minced ginger. Fresh ginger would be best, but I just don't have any on me. So I'm just going to use my bottled ginger. Just kind of made a mess here. Okay, I'm going to stir this around and then turn up my heat to a high to bring it to a boil. And then once it's boiling, I need to reduce the heat and allow it to simmer for 5 minutes. Okay, it has simmered for 5 minutes. Now I need to add in the rest of my ingredients, which is just one. I have half a head of cabbage that I have chopped up. I've really been enjoying cabbage lately. I think it's the like crunchy crispiness of it, which I don't have in a lot of my food, so I think that's part of why I really liked it. All right, so I just need to stir this in and then cook it. Okay, that is like a big chunk that did not get cut up. And then cook it for another 4 minutes. My soup is done. It looks and smells delicious. I'm just gonna top it with some chopped green onion, and then I'll give it a try. It has a nice flavor to it. It's a little mild though. I'm gonna try adding a little salt, which could just be that I needed to add more salt to the pork when I, was adding salt, but nobody told me how much salt I should add. Obviously, I don't like that. But like the flavor is nice, like the flavor combination. I'm not sure how, I guess I'm not sure how else you would do it, but I just kind of feel like it's a little, like there's not a lot of broth, which is okay. But so it doesn't really feel like a soup. It feels more like it should be even less broth and be more of like a like skillet meal. Or you should have more broth and really have it be a soup. It just kind of feels like in between and not quite right. I don't know how you would get the flavor of the broth kind of in there if you had it as a skillet. I guess maybe if it absorbs if the cabbage absorbs the broth, then maybe, and the meat will absorb some too, because the broth does have like nice flavor to it. So maybe it's right. Maybe there just shouldn't be so much, just the way that it is, so that you get the flavor of it, but you're not kind of overwhelmed with just the broth. Um, I would say it's good. It's fairly easy, but I don't know if I would like kind of put this on regular rotation. It might just be something where it's like, oh yeah, maybe that sounds good and we'll have it, maybe a couple times a year. Um, because it's good, it's just not like, oh, that's so good, like I want to have it often. But it does have nice flavor. I just got done eating my soup and I wanted to try this, so I'm going to have it now. It is a chef's cut, which is the brand of beef stick that I absolutely love. This is chicken and it is the barbecue flavor of it. Now, when I bought these, I really bought them for my husband because he likes barbecue and I just thought it would be give him something kind of different to have because he is struggling a little bit with like what to eat that's not the same thing all the time. But I didn't realize because I didn't read the ingredients like I should have. It has 4 added sugars. So it has a total of 5 sugars with 4 of them being added sugars. So it's got a total of 5 carbs. So, so definitely not something that I would be eating like every day or anything like that. I don't even know if I'm going to like them. But I did just want to give it a try and like kind of let you know what I think of them. I know for a lot of people who are like very strict keto or very clean keto, this is not something that they would have. But maybe if you're not, or you just kind of want a sweet treat kind of thing, then maybe this would be for you. All right, so I'm going to try it. It definitely has a barbecue flavor that's not overpowering. So I do like that, but it's not something that I would enjoy. My husband said that, maybe if he wants something sweet every once in a while, then he'll eat them because he does like them. But he was also disappointed that it had the sugar in it, and I really probably should have just looked at the ingredients first. But I will tell you that it has 70 calories in one stick with 2 grams of fat, and then it has 8 grams of protein. So not terrible if you're looking for a snack and, maybe you're okay with a little bit of sweet, but probably not something that I would like continue to eat. It is 3:15, and I'm not particularly hungry, but I have to leave in 30 minutes, and then I'm not going to be home until like 9 o'clock tonight. So my plan is to eat a little bit now, just because what I feel like eating is going to be hard to eat like while I'm out. So I really want some yogurt. So I'm just going to eat actually a couple of my Okios 000 yogurts here before I go. And then I'm going to take with me some sliced hard salami and some sliced pepperoni, along with one of my beef sticks, and then probably like half a cup of my blackberries. And so that I should be able to eat while I'm out and about. I'm also gonna make up probably 4 slices of my bacon, heat those up, and eat those before I go. This helps me to get to about 2,000 calories, which is kind of what I was shooting for today, since I was in such a caloric deficit yesterday. So I hope that I can eat enough. I was not successful today. I thought that I was going to be at around 2,000 calories, but I only made it to almost 800 calories. And so right now it is 11 o'clock, and I have expended 2,600 calories, which means I am currently in an 800 calorie deficit, and I will still probably expend another 100 calories before the end of the night. So that's just too much again, and it's 2 days in a row, and I'm just a little frustrated with myself. My deficit 3 days ago was okay, but I was still in a deficit, and so it's just too much. So I'm going to have to make sure that I eat plenty tomorrow. So I ended up with about 1,800 calories. My protein is 168, my net carbs are 29, and my fat is 96. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow.